Let's go. We're going to get into it today because I want you to understand that there are no limitations that can restrain or hold you. There's genius on the inside of you. We call it that dog. And we think there's specific people, oh, they are dogs. They are dogs. But let me tell you something. There are 5 keys that I'm going to give you today that's going to unlock the dog inside of you. We call it dog, but it's really the creative genius. It's creative genius. It's competitive genius that gives you the edge when it's time to fully commit to your dreams, your goals, and your desires. Stay tuned. We're going to get into this right now.
Here's Percell Gaskins right here. He's number 55. And watch him come free. You see, he can go when the ball's kicked. He leaves. There's no fair catch. There's no fair catch. He lets Sharper catch the ball and then unloads on him.
Boy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Motivate. Go motivate. We gotta motivate. Let's go. Go motivate. Gotta motivate. Go motivate. Let's go. 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 5 keys. I'm telling you, I'm going to release these 5 keys because you need this. This is going to unlock you. Now, I started out, I want to emphasize this. I started out as the least likely to succeed. So I don't care who you are from ages of 5 to 55. Whoever you are, if you were put in a place where people put you in that little area where you're the least likely to succeed, this video is for you. If you're the place that have been, when it's time for them to pick teams, you're the last one to get picked, this video for you. There's a dog in you waiting to be born. There's a dog in you waiting to come out, but you got to come into agreement with what he's put on the inside of you. And let me tell you a story. So the story is this. As a kid growing up in Ormond Beach, Florida, I would always play sports. And one of my coaches I'm grateful for to this day, his name is Dr. Ledbetter. And Dr. Ledbetter would sign me up for games. He would sign me up for different teams, even if he didn't coach me. And one night he invited us to his house. We went to his house, and I saw Dr. Ledbetter's house. It was this huge, gigantic home. It was a huge, gigantic mansion. And I went in there, and when I left there that next morning, sewn into my spirit was, my mama need this. That's all I needed. My eyes saw it, and I said, my mama need this. And that became my why. And I don't know, as a little kid growing up 10, 12 years old, when you see certain things, you're able to dream, you're able to believe, and you're able to step into that. When I said it out of my mouth, my mom need this, that became my why. That became my why. When other people would be on the field playing and goofing off, my why kept me anchored. It kept me focused. Your why is going to keep you focused. That first principle is you got to have a why. The mama principle. My mama needed a new house. My mama needed a house. When I went up and I had to run 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, I had to get up in the morning at Kansas State University and run 8, 8, and 8. My mom needed a house. There is no I can't. There is no I want. Once I said the why, see, once you anchor yourself in a why, it's over. It's a conclusion. Once that why was set, there is no other issues. There's nothing else needed to be talked about and resolved and ironed out. Your why has to be a conclusion. Do you have a why that's a conclusion? Do you have a why that's a real conclusion? Oh, I just want to go check. See, your conclusion, your why has to extend itself beyond you. If your why is not bigger than you, then it can't anchor you. If your why is self-centered, you want to do this and you want to do that. And my mom needs a new house. My mom needs to experience this moment that I'm experiencing. My mom, that's the why that you need. Come on, that's the why. Examine your why. Is it bigger than you? I need you to examine your why right now. Is that why on the inside of you bigger than you? Does it extend itself beyond your wants, your desires, and your dream? Are you dreaming something for somebody? See, you need to have a why that you can throw to the end, to the conclusion, and then that why is going to draw you there. That why is going to anchor you and pull you. You drop your anchor in the conclusion. I dropped my why. My mama needs a new house. I dropped that into the NFL, so I'm going to the NFL, and I threw my why into the NFL, and it landed there. And 12 years later, I went there and picked that anchor back up. That why. See, your why becomes an anchor that you got to go and drop in the conclusion of what you say you want. Nothing's anchoring you to your dreams. Nothing's anchoring you to your goals. What's anchoring you to that? See, we want to awake the dog on the inside of you, the competitive genius on the inside of you. And that just don't happen overnight. That just don't happen overnight. But it's an internal environment or culture that's being cultivated. Over and over. My mom's not going to be denied. You mean to tell me that I'm going to stop some hot sun from keeping me from working out? You mean to tell me I'm going to stop little girls calling me from working out and training? You mean to tell me I'm going to stop the Instagram and the Facebook and wanting to get all this other attention from focusing in, locking in, and establishing and giving birth to the dreams and goals that I say I have? My why is already anchored in the conclusion. See, you got your why still with you. You haven't dropped your why. You say you want to go to the NBA. You have not dropped your why in the NBA. You say you want to go to the NFL. You have not dropped your why in the NFL already. You have to take your why and drop it in the conclusion. And then now it's anchored you to that conclusion. So you can't break loose. You're committed. You're tethered to that thing that you said you desire and you want. And now it's drawing you. Because you anchored there. You can't break loose. When you anchor a boat, it may float and drift, but it can only drift so far. And guess what that anchor do? Pull it right back where it's supposed to be. And most of you drift from your goals, from your dreams. Why? Because that why, that anchor. Key number one, mama principle. Mama principle. Your anchor ain't heavier. See, there are some boats. See, the bigger your dream, the bigger the anchor has to be. The bigger your dream, the bigger your goals, the bigger the anchor has to be. You think this just happened? You think this stuff just happened? You think these receipts just happened? National champion high jump? Not just once, not just twice, 3-time national champion high jumper? NCAA national champion high jumper while playing football at the same time? You think that stuff just happened? At 45, deciding that I'm going to learn coding and become a software development engineer at Amazon Books. Have you ever interviewed for it? You think this stuff just happened? No. But it's that dog. It's that competitive genius on the inside of you. It's that competitive genius on the inside of you. And everybody has it. I don't want to hear it. Everybody got it in them. Everybody got that dog in them. Everybody got that dog in them. But how do I access and unlock that dog, that competitive genius? A lot of y'all dogs still on the chain because y'all have not built a goal, a dream big enough and establish an anchor large enough, because the bigger your goal, the bigger the anchor. Now let's talk about that really quick. Let's talk about that dynamic really quick, because I don't want you to lose this. Within this principle, see, within this key, there's steps. And the steps of execution have strategy. Here's the strategy. Right? I think of it this way. I have a rowboat, which represents my little goal. I have a little rowboat dream. So I got a little small anchor that I drop when I'm doing my fishing. I got a little rowboat, so I drop a small anchor because I have a little boat. And that boat may drift and it may pull it back. But I can't take that little small anchor expectation, that same why, and connect it to a gigantic ship of a dream, like going to the NFL or becoming a world champion, a national champion. I can't take that small anchor and connect it to that big boat. And that's what many of us do. Yo, why too small? See, but when I connect that mama, anchor, it's going to ground you. So the mama key will anchor the ship that you're trying to sail. It will anchor your ship. It will anchor your dream. It will anchor your goal. So you got to go and throw that anchor. Throw that why. Throw it all the way to your goal and your dream. And it's going to anchor you and tether you to the NFL. And then now you're not going to float so far away. You're going to always be right there, going all the way back to where you say you desire to be and what you wanted to do. Your anchor has to grow. Your why has to become heavier. How much weight does your why have? Now, I've used mama principle. Whatever your why is, it has to be big. I've used the mama principle, right? Y'all know how it is. Somebody talk about your mama, boy, you're going to give them hands. They're going to get that work, right? You talking about crashing out. Somebody talking about your mama? His kid, oh man, we used to go shell. So that was a huge anchor for all of us growing up. What is the anchor of your day? You have to have a huge anchor to have a huge dream. So let me give you this. Now, this one principle will do it, but we got four more to go, 4 more keys to go. But this one principle, let me go back over it step by step. You have a goal and a dream. You have a desire. But that desire is not activated just by you dreaming. That desire, the anchor is first created. I had a dream sitting on my couch. Step 1. I saw myself playing in the NFL. Step 2. I ran and told my mom, I'm going to the NFL and I'm going to buy your house. That established the why. That established the why. The why is intertangled with the dream. This is where I'm going because I want to purchase you a house. You deserve to see and to live like doctors. Does your mom deserve it? And this don't have to be in athletics. Like, who don't want to do for their mama? Who don't want to be a blessing to their mama? Like, who don't want to give and be a blessing to their mama? The 21st century innovations is going to unlock your life. It has so many keys on the inside of this book that's going to unlock your life. That's going to give you strategies. That's going to give you insight on how to build systems, how to identify systems, transgressive systems, progressive systems, and regressive systems. This book right now, you can get it online if you go to the link below. All right. Now we have key number 2. I gave you key number 1. Here's key number 2. Check it out. Boom. Now we have to understand this. I know that's a blank check. And you're wondering, what is that blank check doing? If you're asking that, you missed it. This is the key. This is a key. Key number 2 is blank check. Somebody say blank check. You got to have a blank check mentality to see your dreams and goals become a reality. You have to have a blank check mentality to see your dreams and goals become a reality. That means you're unlocking that dog now on the inside. You're uncaging that dog to say, I'm willing to pay whatever price that it takes to see my dreams and my goals become a reality. Now, the one person that I can say in the entire universe planet became a blank check to see the dreams and goals become a reality was JC, Jesus Christ. The perfect example. He had to carry all of the sins of the world. And this is how the story went. I'm not a scholar, but this is how I believe the story went, right? When we read in the Bible, it says this, that Jesus was alone, left alone by his disciples in the Garden of Gethsemane. And while in this garden, the weight of the responsibility of the sins of the world was felt upon his shoulders. So much so that he began to drench in sweat like drips of blood dripping from him. That's pressure, y'all. That's pressure. But then he transmuted that pressure into power. Woo! Guess what he said? He said, Father, can this cup pass? Can this cup pass? This, all of the weight and the burden of all that I have to do in order for this to come through, man, can this cup pass? Because it's too much pressure. And then he turned it into power. And he said, okay, not my will, but thy will be done. And it was a conclusion. He became a blank check. If I got to go get nailed to a cross, if I got to get beat like a dog, if I got to get my back ripped apart with the cat of nine tails, with the whip, with the rope, all of these things I have to go through in order to accomplish what I've been set out, what I was born to do, then let it be done. Blank check. Have you become a blank check to see your dreams and goals become a reality? Because it's going to awaken the dog on the inside of you. You say you want to be a software engineer. You want to say you would be an NFL player. You want to be a national champion high jumper. You want to be a NCAA basketball player. You want to be the highest paid baseball player in the world. All of these things come with blank check mentality connected to them. There has to be a blank check mentality connected to you to awaken that dog that's going to wake up and come out and go eat. It take a blank check mentality to get up at 5 in the morning and go run and go work out every day. It take a blank check mentality for a man to get up and start studying for tests after having only 2 hours of sleep. And after he studies for a test, then he takes the test, then he has to go to work. And for months and months at a time, he's working 3 jobs and he's going to school and he's taking care of a family of 4. Oh, it take a blank check mentality. Because see, now that you have an anchor and you have a why and your anchor is not moving, now that blank check mentality is needed to walk out the conclusion. See, you've already declared the end from the beginning, but you got to have a blank check mentality. You got to have a blank check mentality. This key is so instrumental. It was so instrumental in me giving birth to the reality of what I felt that was kicking on the inside of me. Because I was talking, they were saying, man, you sorry, you this, you that. It took a blank check mentality to get from school and to go to Granada Bridge and run up and down Granada Bridge over and over again without understanding the results. It took a lot to go from school and to go back to run 3 miles to the rec center, go work out, go practice, run 3 miles back home, get my homework done, run 3 miles to the bridge, go run back up and down the bridge, then run back home and get dinner, go to bed and do it all over again. We're not looking for the easy way. We're not looking for the easy way. We're looking for the right way. See, easy is not a word in blank check mentality. When you have a blank check mentality, that mentality holds you. It holds you in place to understand that I'm not relenting. I refuse to take shortcuts. Shortcuts is an enemy of success. But in my mind, I've become a blank check to see my dreams and goals become a reality. Somebody walks up to you. They put a check on the table. They say, how much do I need to pay you for you to come and pay for my team? And then before you can say a number, they say, I tell you what, you keep the check. I need you to play for my team. You keep the check, and whatever you put on there, I'm good. Are you getting it? Are you understanding? You're sitting down with your goal and you're negotiating with your goal or your dream. And you're talking to your goal and you're saying, goal, I'm going to fulfill you. I'm going to reach my goal. I'm going to become that. And here's the check. And whatever you write on that check, I'm good with. But this is what I'm doing. There's not a number that's too big. $1 trillion? Write it on there. Whatever the price is. And see, this is what we don't understand. Let me give you a secret. Every day in life, we're making blank check decisions. Because there's things in life that you don't care what the price is, you're willing to get. Some of you, when you have an appetite issue, you got appetites that are ruling your life. You don't let the obstacles get in your way. You'll do whatever you need to do to go and get your next hit. You'll do whatever you need to do to get your next fix. You'll do whatever you need to do to get it from point A to point B and get what you need. You do whatever you need to do to get a like on YouTube, like on Facebook, all these different things. But what are you doing to provoke the dog, the competitive genius on the inside of you to awaken and bring you into congruency with your goals and with your promises? It's blank check mentality, baby. Blank check mentality. Now we on key number 3. Key number 3, check this out. Key number 3 is dealing with your emotional trigger. I'm going to get right to it because this is probably out of all 3 keys. Without this key, nothing else happens. It'll take you longer. You may get there, but it'll take you longer because emotion is fuel. Let me explain something to you. Never be led by your emotions. Emotions are a great follower, but a horrible leader. So I want to put it in the right perspective first. Your emotions are a great follower. They're fuel that pushes the dream. It's the fuel, the emotion that pushes it. When you watch sports and you see where they say, well, the momentum is shift. That momentum is the emotional sway. There's a swell of emotions that this team is riding on and is pushing them to the victory. But you have to know how to utilize your emotions. You have to know how to utilize that emotional trigger the right way in order to get the right results. You have to connect that emotion, right? That emotional trigger is very important. But let me tell you about me, how I utilize the emotional trigger. Now, we talked about our why first. Now let me explain. Your why, the key number 1 is the most important key because if you don't have a why, then you don't have an anchor. If you don't have a why, you don't have an anchor. And when doubt and unbelief comes in, it comes in to rob you of your why. Because if I can get your why to get you to be disconnected from your why, you'll become a ship that's carried by every wind of doctrine. You'll be a ship that's carried by any and everything. You'll never reach your destination, right? Because you're disconnected from the why, the anchor that you've anchored in your dream and your goal. So understanding that, what y'all remember what my why was? Right, you got it. It was the mama. It was the mama key. It was the mama key. So my emotional trigger was I reconnected my emotional trigger to my anchor. So when I'm on the field and I'm getting low in energy, what pipes my emotions back up? My mama. And my mama need a house. Not only did my mom need a house, but I would be across from other people and I would be playing and I would have tears in my eyes and they were like, man, what's wrong with that kid? They didn't understand. In my mind, I had fixed in my mind an emotional trigger to make me think they're talking about my mama. I know it's funny, y'all. I know it's funny, but this is how you unlock the dog on the inside of you. That was just mine. Or they're talking about me. Or they're saying something about my emotional trigger, the thing that awakened the dog on the inside of you, that stirs your emotions to a high level where you can compete at a high level with high level intensity. You're going to have an emotional trigger to do so. Matter of fact, we do it all the time in football. Every time we go to the huddle, we have a word. Everybody get your hands in. Dominate on 3, dominate on me. 1, 2, 3, dominate. Boom. That's that same emotional trigger. Now I'm taking it on a personal level. And I'm connecting it to my anchor. And I'm saying, Joker, you talking about my mama? I'm going to knock your chin off. I'm going to knock your head off. I'm going to jump through your throat. Why? My mama need a new house. That anchor. I'm protecting that anchor, baby, with an emotional trigger. That every time that anchor is attacked, the emotional trigger that I have on the inside of me say, no, somebody talking about my mama. When the going got tough, oh, you talking about my mama? Oh, you call my mama what? You saying what about? The emotional trigger that's connected to your anchor will give you the emotional charge to dominate on the field. It will give you the emotional upswell to make a 3 from half court. It will give you the emotional integrity to shut down your man on defense. And this is not just in sports, in school. When the going get tough, the studying get hard, I have to go and get this. I'm going to learn this. I'm going to get all these answers. I'm going to be the smartest in my class. I'm going to graduate with honors. I'm going to graduate magna cum laude. I'm going to own my own company. Why? Because they're talking about my mama. What's your trigger? What's your trigger? I said first, what's your why? Then I gave you the blank check. Now, what is the emotional trigger that you're going to use to give you an upswell of emotions where you can use it anytime? I can be walking down the street, and my mind just go there, boom, they're talking about my mama. Let's go get it. Let's go eat. Let's go eat. And I transmutate that energy another direction to go get it. I have to study more. I have to tap in more. I have to be better in this area. They talking about my mama. Emotion. Doom. Transmute it. Boom. This is a skill. This is a skill. I keep telling y'all, being a dog is real, but it's a skill. Being a dog is real, but it's a skill. And it's something that's gifted to us. Everybody has it on the inside of them. They have to know how to activate it. This is dog activation at its best. The creative genius, the competitive genius that we call dog on the inside of you, there's a science to activate it. There are steps to activating it. And you've just been activated. You've just been activated. Key number four is this: outwork the work. Outwork the work. People think I just started working when I got to the gym. No, I jogged 3 miles first to get to the gym. And then I started working to get tired. And then once I got tired, then my work begins. Outwork the work means that you work to get to fatigue. And then once you get to fatigue, then you own it. You make fatigue your life. You make fatigue your place of comfort. The very place that's trying to become discomfort, you make that your comfort zone. You go and live in the space of fatigue when you train. You're not training to not get tired. In this generation, y'all training to not get tired. Y'all working out, y'all training. I don't want to get tired. What? That's why you're not accomplishing no goals and no dreams, because you're not attacking fatigue. Fatigue is an enemy of your greatness. Fatigue is the enemy of your next step. Fatigue is the enemy of destiny and purpose and greatness that's on the inside of you. And if you can't push past fatigue, then you can't get to your goals. You can't reach your destiny. You can't reach your purpose, and you can't outwork the work. Whatever work is put on the end. You got to outwork the work. Your grind got to outlive your complaints. If you've truly become a blank check, and see, this is how you measure whether or not you become a blank check, because you outwork the work. You're willing to outwork the work. How many textbooks do I have to read? How long do I have to stay up and study? How many languages, coding do I have to learn? See, in coding and software engineering at Amazon, they would say ambiguity would be comparable to fatigue, because ambiguity is a space where you don't really know what to do, but you just get dropped into a world where you don't know nothing, and then you learn and you solve problems based on the information around you, and you put things together and you grow a solution based on what's around you. It's the same as fatigue. You get dropped in fatigue, what do? You got to go get it. You got to be comfortable in fatigue. You got to be comfortable there. I ran to get tired. I'm gonna run a mile before practice. I'm gonna run 2 miles before practice. Fatigue is an enemy, and wherever I find it, I attack it. Are you attacking fatigue? Has it punked you already? See, if you're working to not get tired, then you've already lost. Just hang it up. If you're afraid of getting fatigued, afraid of getting tired, then you've already lost the battle. You're not in the race. You talking about a dog, a 400-meter dog. When you look at the dogs that run in 400 meters,
There are some people who run the 400 meter, and there are people who sprint the 400 meter. The 400 meter is a sprint, not a run. Getting to your goals is a sprint. It's not a run. It's a difference. Those that run, they're controlling how much they give. And then when I get to the third curve, I'm going to kick it in. You can't do that with your dreams, buddy. You can't get to that third corner talking about I'm finna kick it in because everybody at the finish line. Everyone is at the finish line. You're afraid to get tired, but I dare you to sprint the whole entire race. Reaching your goals, pursuing your goals is a sprint when it comes to you working out, you training, you developing the skills, the techniques and talents that you need in order to perform, in order to execute the plans and goals that you have. There has to be an outwork the work mentality. In education, there has to be an outwork the work mentality. Or you give me these 3 books, okay, let me get through them, let me read them. I'll go to sleep reading them. I'll wake up reading them. I'll read them on the toilet. I'll read them after I get out the shower. I'll read them at every stoplight. I'll read them until I get them done. I'll listen to audiobooks. Technology is so vast now, education-wise, there should be no limitations on you. You just refuse to outwork the work. You have something greater that you want to do. You say you want your goals and dreams, but no, you don't. You want to go goof off with your friends. You want to play video games. You want to do all this other stuff, but you don't want to outwork the work. But the key that I'm giving you will make your goals, your dreams manifest in your life. Lightning speed. See, in reality, you're not really pursuing that. It's pursuing you. Because let me explain something to you. When I focused on what I needed to do, what I wanted to do pursued me. Outwork the work means that you've shifted your mind from being a want-to-do person to a need-to-do person. See, before you had a outwork the work mentality, you've always done what you wanted to do. And that's want to do robs you of the dreams and goals because you neglect what you need to do. I focus on what I need to do. I need to go work out. I need to study for this SAT test. I need to run 3 miles. I need to practice for the high jump. I need to practice for the long jump. I need to practice shuffling. I need to practice basketball. I need to go and do this. I need to study for this. I need to take out the garbage. I need to go home. I need to buy my mama a house. And so outwork the work means that I'm focused on what I need to do. And while I was focused on what I need to do, there came a knock. It was Bill Snyder. Bill Snyder from Kansas State coming to talk to my mom about signing me to a D1 scholarship. It was Johnny Majors, head coach at University of Tennessee at the time. Want to sign your son to a scholarship. It was 40 different universities all around America knocking on my mother's door, wanting to speak to her about signing her son to a Division I track and field and football scholarship. While I focused on what I needed to do, what I wanted to do pursued me and came and knocked on my door. You have to be willing to pay the price. You have to be willing to become a blank check to pay the price. You have to be willing to attack fatigue, outwork the work, and you have to be willing to know the difference between what you need and what you want and live in the realm of what you need to do so that your wants can pursue you. This is a universal principles. Focus on what you need, not on what you want, and what you want will come and tap you on your shoulder. Key number five is faith forward. Faith forward. Faith never backing up. Faith is never relentless. Do you have faith? Do you have faith? Let me explain it to you like this. There's an apple seed. This apple seed has the potential to become an apple tree, which has the potential to become an apple orchard. At no time when the farmer plants the apple seed does he doubt that that seed has the potential in it to become an apple tree, which becomes an apple orchard, which becomes an apple forest. He never doubts it. As a matter of fact, he looks forward to just putting that seed in the proper environment and watching it be provoked to grow. Faith forward is this. You have to be willing to see it, the end from the beginning, and then put yourself in the right environment to see the manifestation of what's on the inside of you come forth. That's on you. It's on the inside of you. The dreams, the goals, the desires on the inside of you. The competitive genius, the dog is on the inside of you. But will you steward over the seed of greatness, the seed of faith that you have on the inside of you by putting it in the right environments so that it can provoke it to grow? Some seeds can't grow in certain environments. There's a reason why they don't have oranges in Alaska. Because the seed of an orange cannot be cultivated in Alaska. There's a reason why they don't have cactus trees in Alaska, because it can't grow in Alaska. But if you take cactus seed and you plant it in the desert, oh, that cactus is going to grow and flourish in a dry area. If you take an orange seed and you plant it in Florida, you're going to get oranges. Know what's at stake when we start talking about faith forward. Because if you don't honor environment, if you don't honor the environment that you put that seed in, then that seed will be stagnant. One thing about a seed, you can sit on the table for years, and it'll sit there, sit there, sit there. There are some seeds that they found and dug up and that were in jars and stuff, and they went and planted those seeds thousands of years old, and those seeds still grow. Now that's amazing to me that God can place the technology of a seed inside of that seed and it's environment activated. Listen to me, that's a key. Faith forward means this. You have to understand is that greatness on the inside of you is environment activated. That means the spiritual environment, the physical environment, the mental environment that you cultivate within yourself is going to keep that seed growing in the right direction. That seed, that apple seed, that greatness seed has the ability to produce more greatness and more greatness, but it's environment activated. Faith forward. Steward over your environment. Watch what you put into your eyes, watch what you put into your ears, and watch what you say. I need you to speak the right words over that goal, that dream, that desire. I need you to speak the right words. I need you to listen to the right words, and I need you to write out the right words. The Bible says this, it says, write your vision, make it plain. You're talking about dreaming. You're talking about establishing yourself as a dreamer, not just a dreamer, but someone who wakes up and completes the dream. Then that means you're going to have to faith forward. You're going to have to walk on what everybody else is sinking in. Let me tell you something. Faith is not passive, but it's aggressive. And it's moving you forward with every step. But it's environment activated. You got to cultivate an environment for that seed of faith, that seed of greatness to grow on the inside of you. And you have to be responsible for putting that seed in the correct environment, which provokes that seed of greatness to grow. Faith forward. Continue to move forward. Protect the seed of greatness with the words that you speak, the things that you listen to, and the things that you write down and you perceive with your eyes. That's going to protect, that's going to guard, and that's going to give you everything that you need to utilize these 5 principles. The mama principle, number 1. The number 2 is blank check principle, right? Number 3 is the emotional trigger principle. Number 4, outwork the work. And number 5, faith forward. These principles, these keys are going to allow you to reach your goals. Not only reach your goals, they're going to transform your life and they're going to transform the lives of people around you. You're no longer living your life looking around corners. You're no longer living your life in the shadows waiting for someone else to pass you by and say, I'll do it, coach. You're no longer sitting on the bench saying, man, I could have done that. You're no longer the student sitting in the seat saying, I knew the answer, but I don't know what's holding me. You've been loosed and you've been set free, and I need you to fly. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Motivate, go motivate, we gotta motivate, let's go. Go motivate, gotta motivate, go motivate, let's go, 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 let's go.